Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Another drive time video. I'm off to the gig. I'm off to the hustle. What an interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. Right at the counter, man. Right at the corner, man. What's good? My guy, what is good? Oh, this dude, listen, this guy has been a big time value add to the community, has he not? Big time value add. He really truly has. Absolutely love reading his tweets and threads, but he got it wrong on this one. He got it wrong on this one. He got it wrong. Crypto Eddie, he got it wrong. You know what's up, Crypto Eddie. You know I love you. He got it wrong. He got it wrong. He's in one thread. He's mixing apples and oranges. He's mixing the either truths or mistruths about the XRP ledger, which with the XRP ledger, since there are truths behind the ledger, then you can dispute the mistruths. Since there is factual information around the ledger, you can dispute the non-facts. But you can't lump in the idea of an XRP buyback with the factual XRP ledger. They're two different things. They're two different things. And I'm gonna say this before I kind of go into why I say that about the idea of this XRP buyback. Here's a couple of things that I subsequently taught to the people that I lead, right? And here's two things to understand. Number one, not number one because it's most important, but here's the first one. Here's the first one, and I want you to get this as it relates to the 1929 depression and the 1933 confiscation of gold. Here's what I want you to think. It is better to be a warrior in a garden rather than a gardener in a war. Let me say that because you know the Crypto Caesars channel, I keep saying on and on and on and over and over and over again, we are in a war. So let me say it again. It is better to be a warrior in a garden rather than a gardener in a war. Now in business we say, it is better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Jimmy Valley, my guys, my dudettes, my gals, Jimmy Valley is a warrior in a garden. The question I would ask you to think about and ponder is how long are we going to be in this garden? I believe we're in a war already. The vast majority of people are just hanging out and acting as though this is just the garden and we're just chilling and life is good. I believe we're in a war. And I would rather be a warrior. I would rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war. This is a difficult time. Think about the gold situation. The gold just situation where they confiscated the gold didn't happen just because. We're talking in the heights of the Depression. We're talking about the need for velocity and money. Do your homework. There was a need for velocity and money. There was systemic issues at risk. I'm trying to understand, how can we think about and jump on board a global financial reset and believe that there's going to come a time for global financial reset, but the idea of an XRP buyback doesn't make sense. I don't see how you put those two together. I don't see how you can't figure that out, I should say. So I tweeted a couple of retweets from Rat Economy's video, and this wasn't to attack him. I just wanted to point out that why the government would do that doesn't matter. He pointed to the fact that the ledger was open source and actually is a free network. What does that have to do with anything? The United States government could have went and got all the gold that they wanted. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Could they not have got all the gold they wanted back in 1933 without touching a single citizen's gold? It was gold in 1933 not available for anyone who could figure out how to get it? Was it locked up in a was it inaccessible to the United States government in 1933? Then why did they come after the people's gold? That's the question. And here's another question. If it's the United States government, why did they decide to pay when they could have just pulled out their guns and taken it away? Why? Think about that. The why the government will buy. The government can just go buy XRP for 38 cents, right? As everybody keeps saying it. Oh, they could just go buy it for 38 cents. Why would they buy it for us for 10,000 or 35,000? Right? Why was gold in 1933 $32? And why did the government decide to pay you $20 for the gold when they could just go and get gold for free? In other words, they could just take your gold. What Jimmy is doing, in my humble opinion, is what he's doing is he is forecasting dire financial times for the world, which includes the United States government, and recognizing the value of an asset and getting ahead of both of them. Realizing that, and by the way, this dude is some of the things that he's done in his career as a securities attorney and a mergers and acquisition attorney. He's getting ahead of it. He's getting ahead of it. That's what he's doing. You're gonna have to answer this question for yourself. Are governments of the world currently buying Bitcoin? I don't know the answer to that. But I would ask you, what do you think? And if they are buying Bitcoin, an inferior technology that doesn't solve the currency issue, that cannot provide a way to eliminate the world's all the G7 nations issue, which is this pre-funding issue and the lack of speed of money. Bitcoin does none of that. Bitcoin is for the people as an alternative form of money. It ain't solving the G7 nations of the world, the G20 nations of the world's problems. So you can believe that the government will buy an inferior asset in terms of the global economic issue, not in terms of the value. I'm talking about in terms of the global economic issues, problems, and challenges that Bitcoin does not solve. Government doesn't need the value of Bitcoin. They can make money up anytime they want. So why are they buying it? And if you believe that they can buy it and are buying it, why would they not buy the same said XRP? So the question I would ask you is, are they buying XRP right now at 38 cents? Do you think that they are? So let's say that they decide, because of the times, not the garden times, but the war times, not the peaceful times, not the financial heaven times, but the distressed financial global times. When they decide there is this asset out there that's valuable, and we all know in order for it to work at its full capacity, it has to be at a high price. It has to be at a high price. So, in order, the reason why they chose to pay people for gold, right? You don't want a mutiny. You don't want the people mutant, right? You don't want them in the streets. So they got to give them some value. But how did they come with $20? How did they come up with $20? Because it was a price for gold already, right? How did they come up with $20? And then decide to pay people $20? Yeah. The same thing's going to happen with an asset that's valuable to them. There's going to be a price that they are going to say it's valuable at. And it can't be 38 cents. It can't be that. And everybody says, well, they could just buy it now. They don't understand what it is now. That's the point. They don't understand what it is now. And even if they did go buy XRP at 38 cents, let me ask you, XRP holder, are you selling? Are you selling it at 38 cents? Let the governments of the world, let the government, United States government, buy all the XRP it can on Binance. if they can get on Binance. I'm curious as to where maybe the XRP ledger, right? They can go on there and hop on there if they figure that out. Okay, let them buy all that. Are you selling your XRP there on the ledger at 38 cents? Are you hopping on Zum and selling your XRP at 38 cents? Is the vast majority of XRP being held on a ledger or not? So where is the United States government going to get the XRP? If all the XRP is not, if the vast majority of XRP is held on a ledger that private citizens hold, how can they snatch up all the XRP? You just said you're not selling it for 38 cents. You just said it. If the world comes to, is on the dire last leg about to come to an end tonight at midnight, and the United States government decides that they need this XRP, are you selling it at 38 cents? Or how is the United States government supposed to be able to value this asset? Someone has got to help them get there. Because David Schwartz said at 38 cents, it's not solving the United States government and the G7 and G20 nations of the world's problem. That's what David Schwartz said. Well, if that's the case, how valuable is your XRP? Here's how valuable your XRP is. When you put out a number and they put out a number and the both of you agree on it. If they say 38 cents and you say $10,000, there's a problem. You got to come to an agreement of this price. That's what Jimmy Valley is doing. He's setting a floor, and he is presenting a value of an asset. So again, in my humble opinion, if the vast majority of XRP is on the ledger, how is the G7 and G20 nations going to get it without creating a mutiny? How are they going to get it? Talking about the United States government, right? They're not really big on these mutinies. Right? People rioting in the streets and calling for their government jobs and burning down buildings. They're not into that. The way that they get our XRP is by a hands length agreement, if you will, arm's length, hands length agreement, if you will, on a price for this valuable asset, one that you and I say is hugely valuable, and they come to the conclusion thereof. So the XRP ledger can be open source all it wants. Doesn't matter. The fact that the XRP ledger is open source and it's a decentralized network has nothing to do with the buyback of XRP. Nothing. We're not talking about creating more XRP. We're talking about the XRP that you and I hold on a ledger. If there's only 100 billion, there's only 100 billion. And if you own some, you own it. Unless you put it on a centralized platform that went on the Chapter 11 bankers. The courts just decided that they own that. The centralized entities own that. But that's for another video. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? So I'm not sure why people are having a hard time. Well, I do understand. I do know why people can't wrap their head around it. Because they believe we're just hanging out in a garden. And they are missing the fact that if we aren't currently in a war, which I believe we are, we're heading there. And not a war with guns, a dire economic situation for the top G7, G20 nations. BlackRock just already said it. It's going to be the worst ever. And my question is, are you prepared? Jimmy Valley is a warrior in the garden. He understands the concept that it is better to be prepared and not have an opportunity than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. You don't want to be a gardener in a war. You understand what I'm saying, guys? That's what this is about. I promise you that the citizens in 1933 could not wrap their brains around a president, a United States sitting president, confiscating their gold. But they did it anyway. Did the world come to an end? Did the world come to an end because the United States decided to confiscate our gold? Did life as we know it end because of that? Right, it didn't. It did not come to an end. It did not come to an end. It did not come to an end, guys. Just want you to think about that. Listen, guys, this kind of wraps up the XRP Ripple Drive Time news. I hope it has been of value to you. I just hope you understand and you can see the bigger picture. Because we, my friends, we must be warriors in a garden. We must be prepared, even though at the moment there is no opportunity. I'm going to end this video, guys, like I do all of my videos, and remind you guys of this. That old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating? Or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know. That the battle for you has already been fought. Ha ha! And the victory is yours. Go get it. I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.